The hills are alive with the sound. That's right, we're in Wales for round 3 of Access Karting's GXUK Prokart series. I'm not joking, this is one of the most beautiful places in the world, and the Welsh have done us a solid by producing one of the most beautiful go-kart tracks in the world. I turned up on Saturday and absolutely no idea where I was going. I was absolutely nowhere in practice. Can we turn it around for race day? Stay tuned to find out. So on the way to the grid, I couldn't help but stop by and listen to the bollocking the GXUK Senior were getting. So can we behave a little bit better? Heat 1, starting P10. This is our back start. So we actually get a really good start. You can't really see it, but we're kind of almost up 2 places. Gary Rayner to our left. We've got Alex ahead. We're going to push him through. Long front straight here. And up into turn 1. We're going to brake quite early. And we're actually going to get another 2 places on the inside there. We have to crank on a load of steering lock on to make sure we don't hit him, and we just touch Alex very gently. Alex was really quick today in the 7 car ahead of us. He did the Friday session, so we're going to follow him for a little bit. But of course, if the opportunity arises, then we're going to go for it. Just there, we take a hit in the rear. It's Ewan Rayner. And unfortunately, Ewan Rayner turns around. He's got a little bit hot. But what I would say to him afterwards, I just checked whether, what happened to him. I didn't see him again. I'd normally expect him to be up the front of the grid, carving his way through the field. He said to me, he just got a little bit hot, went on the curb. He wanted to ruin his own race rather than someone else's. What a nice young man, like that, the selflessness there. And Ewan's got his own footage out as well, so if you want to see Ewan's footage, please have a look. If you want to see someone driving properly, then that's the place to go. We go up the inside on the exit of Alex there. Alex has got a little bit wide. There's quite a lot of grip on the inside of those corners. Now we've got Nick Williams and Richard Ware ahead of us. So can we do anything about those guys as well? It looks like those guys are about to have a little fight. You see just there, as they are sort of nibbling to the back of each other. I was able to just close the gap a little bit. Nick gets a slide on. I know that Nick is really struggling with the rear of that kart at the moment. I don't know if it's the new tyres. I can't remember what chassis he's on. Maybe a 7 kart. Normally they're very understeery, but he's suffering from oversteer. Same with Rich Melton Baxter. But he has made a very good job of the braking into turn 2, 3 chicane there, and he's done Richard Ware in the 77 car. I don't really want Nick to get away. If possible, I will be trying to race Nick. So you're going to go up the inside here, stand on the brakes at the apex, and get the kart turned, and that's another position up. So another couple more positions gained. And now what can we do about Nick? Nick's got a slight advantage. Now this is quite a good battle, this one. Nick's not going to be easy to get past. He's 3rd in last year's championship. We've got a reasonable run up the long straight here. This is a really big hill actually, by the way. And this is a blind crest as well into the turn 2, 3 chicane here. Very difficult actually to spot your braking point. And quite scary as well. There you are. Later on in the car, I'm going to sort of start talking about how difficult it is to spot some of these braking points. They're quite wide open corners. There are a number of different lines that you can take. And I will say that I'm not over the moon looking back at this footage. I'm not over the moon about my driving today. That's I suppose that's one of the things about going to a new circuit for the first time. In the last couple of rounds, I've been to Wilton Mill, I've been to Clay before. We're getting loads of really good slipstream here. Have a little look up the inside, but it's not on here. Here, there's loads of things I do differently. So like I said, if you want to see someone being successful at this track, go and watch Ewan Rayner's footage. Maybe take this footage with a bit of a pinch of salt, but it was amazing. I just put a wheel on the dirt there with my right rear. On the dirt. This is what I'm talking about. There's a few unenforced errors creeping into the driving for today. We're going to see that a couple of times. But we are nice and tidy through this section here. This section really tricky. Loads of people sort of saying how difficult it was. You kind of go slower and slower into each corner, and very, very easy to overdrive it. It feels like you're going at walking pace, but that's really kind of what you're supposed to be doing. Again, we've got some good slipstream from Nick, and we are going to have a look up the inside, but no, Nick's down deer on the brakes. Just there, oh, he hit that curb massively. I was watching, before I came here, I was watching some X30 footage, and the guy was absolutely mullering that curb, and he was just floating over it. I guess because the X30 is so light and so powerful, you can get away with it. You can't do that in this. It's a much heavier, not quite as powerful Prokart. I would stay off that curb if I were you. Do not recommend. I'm going to send it a Google review. Do not recommend visiting the turn 2-3 chicane curbs. The one on the inside as well. I suspect we're going to look how much time we've lost. That all comes from that mistake one lap ago. I think we're going to go on the inside curb here as well. Yeah, we are. Do not recommend that one either. It's not quite such a problem, but yeah, do not recommend that one either. The kart sort of gripped up a little bit more than I was expecting there. I was taking a little bit less speed in. This is what I mean about, sort of spotting your braking point. It's so difficult on that blind crest to get it exactly right. Sometimes I was sort of like taking a little bit too much outside curb. Sometimes I was taking a little bit too much inside curb. It was a right kerfuffle up there. Anyway, we have made some time back on Nick here, and look, you see Nick's rear just dancing a little bit. If that happens, he just gets a bit of a slide on. If that happens, you're punished all the way up this straight, and Nick turns around and looks at us just as we've taken the high ground. We're on the inside for the kink this time, so that is job done. Now, believe it or not, that was actually third place. We've gone up 7 positions. I know at the start you didn't quite see a couple of the positions that we gained, but I won't show any more because the top 3 have disappeared. That's heat 1 done.
Okay, heat 1 done. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. 7 places up. It looks like I'm about 4th fastest, looking at the lap times, so yeah, we can sort of fight with that. Got a couple of tenths to make. Peter Stott is faster than me, even though he's heavier, so I need to work on my driving. Very difficult to know where the braking points are here. I'm still working that out, so yeah, we'll see if I learn where they are in heat 2.
Right, heat 2, here we go, starting P4, and we're going to give Alex a push off the line, and we're going to push him into the lead. Unfortunately, we don't follow ourselves through, but the left-hand side of the grid getting a nice start. We're actually 1 position up. The guy behind me, I don't know who it was, but he pushed me through as well, so I have actually benefited by 1 place. Oh, just there though. Peter Scott was actually on the grass, and then we are forced to go onto that curb. And there you are, another place lost, and Peter was really, really quick today. At the moment I'm P3 in the championship because he's going to go through on Rob, and they just go through the same bit of track there at the same time. Hands are thrown. That looked all right to me actually. I think they were just going through the same bit of track at the same time. Peter trying to open up the corner, Rob sort of diving towards the apex, but Peter's well and truly off and on his way and after Alex. All I was going to say was, yeah, P3 in the championship at the moment, and a very good round 1. Peter didn't turn up to round 2, on nominal points, I'm a long way ahead, but on countback, I think he'll be ahead. Now, we took a hit in the rear there, and Ewan Rayner goes through. That wasn't actually Ewan Rayner who hit the back of me, it was someone else. And I know that, again, because I've watched Ewan's footage. It was actually a really light tap, but the rear is so heavily loaded there that if you just tap someone slightly, you can end up sort of like significantly unsettling the kart, and that's what happened there. And we're going to go for the move up the inside of Rob. We're kind of almost alongside. Rob doesn't see us. We have to go on that curb. Now, I complained about the turn 2-3 chicane curbs. That curb on the final corner, that's the worst one of the lot. That is an absolute chungus, that thing. It was really huge. It felt like a bomb going off underneath my feet as I hit that. Yeah, another one I do not recommend. That's the big one. That's the big boy. A lap ago when I just sort of like I got hit from behind, and I ended up gently sort of tapping Rob ahead of us as well here. I think by hitting the front of his kart, that stopped me from turning around. So we're quite lucky there, I suppose, as well. Every cloud. Rob runs a little bit wide and ends up letting us through. So that's good news for us. And we can try and get off and up the road after some of these guys who have gotten through. Now, you'll see just there, magically, Alex has appeared in front of us. So I have skipped it forward a couple of laps. Now, Ewan and Peter are gone, but look at that. Christian Bellaby, who's carving his way through the field. Feels like he's in a different formula there. It's so quick. It's absolutely, I can't compete with that. He's driving brilliantly. His equipment is all sorted, but he's just absolutely rocket shipped past us. Now, I don't want to make loads of excuses. Racing drivers don't do that. I do need to lose some weight. I'm 7 kilograms over, so that's probably not helping. But what is helping is Christian and Alex going for a little fight. That's actually pulled Alex straight back towards me now. So, yeah, what can we do here? We're going to get some slipstream, but Alex has very wisely taken the inside line. I decided quite early on I'm not going to have the momentum to get up the inside of him here. So we're going to cut back and go for a clean exit here. We've got a reasonably clean exit, but it's not enough. Alex has got a clean exit as well, so we're just going to follow him through here. Alex very wisely keeps it tight on the inside there. He knows what we did to him in the first heat. So yeah, have a look up the inside. No, nothing doing there. Yeah, into this very, very tricky tight chicane section. Now I keep it really, really tight. See, Alex has taken a little bit more road, but it is going to give us a better, some better momentum onto the front straight and the main straight. Now I had to blend off the throttle there because I didn't want to meet Alex's rear in the middle of turn 1. If we had done that, then at best we would have destroyed, oh dear, there's that curb again. At best we would have destroyed our drive down the straight and lost loads of time. At worst we would have taken Alex out. So we just have to blend out the throttle, but as you're going to see, Alex is driving defensively brilliantly. He's sort of loitering on the apexes when I want to be on the gas and stopping me from getting on the gas. Very, very good driving. Another person who drove brilliantly under some very, very difficult conditions was Peter Stott, who I said to you in the car earlier, he's even heavier than me, but is able to take the fight to the two championship front runners, Christian and Ewan, who are on weight. So it can be done, and you know, there's no point in blaming just blaming weight when in actual fact there are people out there who are doing the job even with the weight disadvantage. We're really close to Alex now. We go up the inside, we go on the curb, so I wasn't really fully alongside there, so I have to kind of take semi-evasive. Alex very wisely gives us a little bit of space there and chooses not to have an accident. So thank you, Alex, for that. That's probably a little bit ambitious on my part. And now, what can we do? Yeah, again, so I just blend off the throttle. Look how much... Turn 1 is flat, right? But it's not easy flat. You are fighting the car a little bit, and you have to be on the perfect line to ensure that it's flat. But the benefit of doing it, as you can see there, is clear. We're going to go really wide, and now we're going to cut back, and now we have got a good exit. He sees us there, and he squeezes us. Absolutely fine to do that. That's part of racing. He makes us make a decision. We're really narrow. Are we going to get the jobs done on the brakes? And yes, we are. So we're back up into P4. We lost a couple of places. We gained a couple of places as well. So yeah, into P4 where we started. This time, the 3 ahead of us are the 3 who are genuinely much quicker than us. So there's not much else that I can do about those guys.
Right, heat 2 done. Interesting one, wasn't it? Lots of good fighting, bit of contact. That's all right. Now it's lunchtime. So what we've gone for today is release yourself box. Yeah, come on. Yeah, bit of a chicken that. Looks pretty good actually. So that'll be fueling me for heat 3 in the final.
Right, let's see if that nutrition can propel us forward. Heat 3, this time we're starting P5 on the inside. Chester and Kiri ahead of us, just come together there. Not really sure where Kiri could have gone, to be honest. He can't disappear. So, difficult one for Chester there. I'm not sure where he ended up coming after that little bit of contact. Just there though, Nick Williams goes around at the top of the hill. So we said, didn't we, that he was struggling with his rear, and on cold tyres, probably very, very tricky to do that. So we're up into P3. Here, I just get on the gas way too early, and I stick that right rear onto the grass, lose my momentum, and through those Peter stops. So a really bad sort of mistake for me there. You know, Peter is faster than us, and if I want to beat him, just letting him through like that is absolutely the wrong thing to do. You can defend here, as Peter demonstrates, but you know, you're going to have to drive perfectly, not like how I was driving. Peter is up the inside of Kiri, a little bit of rubbing of tyres just there, and I really want to kind of get after Peter, so I need to get past Kiri first, but Kiri goes deep into turn 2, so he's allowed us through there. You can see already that Peter and P1, who I believe is Ewan Rayner, already have a very, very big advantage. But here, because Peter and I are on a similar weight, I just want to see what Peter's doing in terms of his driving. And he's taking some slightly wider lines on the way in, squaring off the corner and driving out straight. And I think that's really helping with his straight line speed. Yeah, that's interesting just to watch him a little bit there. A little bit like Kimi Antonelli. I think Kimi Antonelli does a little bit of that, takes a wide line on the way in and squares it off. Now, I'm taking obviously a very narrow line in there. I think what's happening is I'm defending because if my memory serves me correctly, Christian Bellaby is right up my trumpet and he's wants to take my third place away. I don't really want him to do that, so we're going to keep on following Peter's lines where we can. We've obviously got to make sure that when you take a really wide line in, you've got to be aware of who's around you, because obviously if you do take that wide line in, you are opening the door for someone to throw one up the inside of you. Not really ideal. So, you know, what are we going to do here? I think we're probably going to go straight to the defensive line. Yes, we are. There it is. So, but unfortunately, there's still nothing we can do. Christian goes all the way around out the outside of us at the kick, literally just defenceless, not able to do anything. Turn 1 was flat, you know, and obviously with a little bit of slipstream as well, Christian was just able to drive around the outside. So, and he's already gapped us as well, hasn't he? So unfortunately, not very much I could have done there, apart from not being quite such a fat. Never mind. Anyway, what we're looking at here now, though, is a fight between two top drivers. Last year's championship winner and this year's championship leader. Now I'm going to try my best to stay with them as best as possible because I want to see the fight that's ensuing. So I've actually just skipped it forward. You wouldn't have seen that because of some outstanding editing, but this is actually a couple of laps forward. Oh no, hang on, no it's not. No, sorry. Never mind. What a shame. Pride comes before a fall. Right, but we've got them in eyesight anyway, and my only hope now of improving my current position, because there's not really anyone behind me at this stage, my only hope is that these guys fight. There we are, there's the not quite so good editing. Those guys fight and then they fall back towards me, and they do. That's exactly what happens. So we have got a slight opportunity here now. I did actually skip it forward a few laps here, and this is we've hit 0 on the countdown. So it's going to be this lap. The next lap round is going to be the last lap. Christian is going to go all the way around the outside of Peter. Can he make it work? Yes, he does. Yeah. So that fight was brewing for a little while actually. Unfortunately, I was too far back to make the footage really worth watching. But that's the moment where Christian gets through on Peter. Christian using all the road there, but not more than it, which is why he was able to maintain his position. But yeah, we're close to Peter now, and Christian, and again another golden opportunity to see what these guys are doing. Here, you can see there, like I lose a kart length on exit there, so I have to think maybe about how and when I get on the throttle. Do you get on the throttle earlier, but with a little bit of steering lock and more gently, or do you wait until the kart is fully straight and then plant it? Close to Peter here, but Peter brakes perfectly, and actually we possibly just took a little bit too much speed today. You see Peter gapping us on the exit slightly. So yeah, just you see what's happening here. Just like every single kind of like corner, every single straight, Peter is just gapping us slightly. And there, that's a driving mistake. I got a nasty slide on just there, and cost ourselves some time. But here, this is where Peter's really strong. He's gapped us a lot there, out of the penultimate corner into the final corner, and yeah, look at that. A long way ahead now, isn't he? Because this time last round, or this time last tour, we were pretty close with Peter. And I'm already seeing, it's the last lap, I'm already seeing that I've lost loads of time to Peter already. So I'm kind of thinking now, okay, well, there's no point taking any risks. It is 4th place, which is better than nothing. And it's points on the table, so let's not do anything too drastic. So I'm just watching these boys for the rest of the heat, and we're going to come around now, and we're going to finish in P4 where we start. We started that one P5, didn't we? So up one place. Just here before the final, I had a little walk around the track, and what's quite interesting is you can see some of the undulations from trackside way more. This is GX Junior. We saw 100 Junior just there. The 100's make an amazing noise. Yeah, these are the 100 Juniors again. So anyway, having had a look at some of the other races, we're going to start the final in P4, which is exactly where we deserve to be. We are 4th fastest. Unfortunately, this one, I was hands thrown there as Peter goes for the inside line. Again, I think that's probably fair enough. Ewan didn't really have much of his kart alongside or anything, but what you're going to see here is a very, very lonely race. So I'm not going to subject you to all of it. We're just going to have a look at what these guys do. Yeah, so these guys take a narrower line on the exit of the carousel there, don't we? I was kind of drifting out wide, using the road, losing a kart length. So that's useful for next time we're here, if we are here again. But Peter is ahead of Ewan, so that's very interesting actually, isn't it? As Ewan gets the kart turned really nicely there. That's interesting actually, because Ewan is going to he's not going to want to let Christian get away. Christian's already just beginning to gap Ewan, and there Ewan goes for the move. Peter's going to come back at him. Look at that. So some great racing there. And Peter remains ahead, so good effort, Ewan. It's the right thing to do, and Peter is equal to it. Peter's just come back on the exit, so really, really nice to watch this. But that is going to slow them both down though, and Christian is going to get ahead a little bit more. Now, actually, I don't know what happened behind me, but I had a little look around here. The top 4 of us here. We seem to have gapped the rest of the field pretty much immediately. I don't know if there was any shenanigans further back, because it was quite early on in the race for any kind of large gap to appear. I say the top 4 have broken away. I'm barely keeping on to these guys, am I? The top 4 are very quickly going to pick up the top 3, and I'm just going to drive around on my own. So like I said, I won't subject you to it. Oh, look, there we are, hitting that curve again. Not learning from our mistakes earlier, Ewan is through on Peter. Now, I was talking to Peter afterwards, and he thought, he was really worried that now Ewan's through. He thought that those two were just going to disappear, and he was going to fall back in towards me. That does not happen. So Christian, Ewan, and Peter have an amazing fight between themselves. Huge respect to Peter Stock, who, despite the weight disadvantage, is able to battle these guys throughout the whole final. I'm not. I'm nowhere near these guys, and I just basically drive around on my own. Like I said, I won't subject you to all of it, but overall, we come home in P4. So there's the podium. Congratulations to Christian, who was absolutely rapid all day, Ewan and Peter. In terms of a championship, we are still P3. However, I strongly suspect on countback it will be Peter Stott, who's, as you can see there, currently in 8th place, but did not do round 2. I think that's probably going to change now. I suspect he will have taken P3 away from me. So can we turn that around? Well, next time out, we're going to be at Buckmore Park. Please do join us for that. And as ever,
thanks for watching Mango Motorsport, a community for racing fanatics.